Hello everyone. I would like to share with you some thoughts I have on integrity. So integrity is integration. If you go look up the definitions of integrity, it will say things like, moral values, being principled, sticking to your values, or being a moral person. And then there's also the second definition, which is to be whole. And what I want to talk about today is that to have integrity, or to value your integrity, to me means to be willing to integrate. The process is integration, and the thing that you do and you become through that process is a person with integrity. So, integration, to me, that can sort of remind me of how Carl Jung talks about the self-individuation process. People can call this enlightenment, self-actualization, self-development, diving into your shadow. There are so many different schools of thought, but it's all the same thing, which is pretty much taking the parts of you, the fragmented parts of you, and putting them together again. Or one might call a person who has integrity the sort of person that doesn't have a lot of fragments. The person who is whole and aligned with themselves. So, and you hear spiritual people talking about like, I'm in alignment or I'm out of alignment, that sort of thing. It's all the same thing. It's all the same process. And it is the integration process, which, if you go through the integration process, the point is to be a person with integrity. And if you are a person with integrity, you are a person who values making the pieces of yourself whole. So a person with integrity is going to notice if they're finding themselves being hypocritical, or if they're finding a part of their life that doesn't jive with them, that doesn't fit their values, that doesn't fit their principles, that doesn't align with who they really are and who they really want to be. So, to be a person with integrity, a lot of that, in my opinion, using Carl Jung's cognitive functions, means that you're going to have to lean off your dominant function just a little bit. You're going to have to think about all of the parts of yourself and put them together. You are a lot more than what your dominant function says. And I think what happens is that our egos, I think people that you think of as having a big ego or being closed-minded, really what it is their ego is attached to a very small part of their psyche. So they're attached to perhaps their dominant function, and they're blind to all of the other functions and everything else. So we all have multiple parts to us, and we all have different functions and different pieces that, don't even have to do with the cognitive functions. Sometimes this could be like your trauma that you're dealing with. It could be past experiences. This could be your values. This could be your principles. It's all these different fragmented parts that through the process of reflection and integration, you're putting them together to make whole. And it's your ego pretty much encompassing all of those parts. I'm not a person who thinks that ego is a dirty word or a bad thing. We're all human beings, we're all individuals, and the ego is what we have in this life to identify us from, as separate from the world around us. So that's why people that have, where their ego is attached to such a small piece of themselves and are blind to the rest of themselves, people that are like that are small-minded and closed-minded because they are doing a lot of separating and not a lot of putting together when they're looking at people. They are thinking, I am this, and everybody that's not that is not me. They are other. And a person with integrity, a person that integrates themselves is their ego is going to become conscious of all the parts in them, which is going to make it be a lot easier to see and accept all of the parts in you, all of the parts in other people. That's why a person with integrity does have these strong values and strong principles that they hold so dear, that they then try and bring to everyone, or they use in every single situation. Like, no questions asked. It is bulletproof. It is airtight. That is how strong they are as a person. So, if you're interested in this process of integration, I am launching mentorship. And here's how it's going to work. The purpose of this mentorship is to help you integrate the pieces of yourself. So, but I'm going to be charging by the minute, and all of the information is below. So based on what you wish to invest, we can be as thorough with that integration process as time allows. I'm finding myself have fear because I didn't plan on pitching this right now, but I started talking, and so I'm going to just continue. All the information is below if you're interested. The purpose is in integrating your ego, or in integrating your shadow, or in both. So how to integrate the different pieces of yourself to be a person with integrity, and to be a person that is whole and has an awareness of others reflected on your awareness of others, and your ability to get along with others is going to be in alignment with how integrated the parts of yourself are. So if you're interested, information below, and thank you for watching this video, and have a wonderful rest of your day.